Hi guys, my name is Zoya, and today we're going to be talking about AI and climate change.
Hi, my name is Lizzie.
My name is Mia.
And my name is Kush.
So just starting off talking about our organization, Encode Justice. Encode Justice is a youth coalition, and we are fighting to eliminate the biases and cruelty included in AI through three different sectors: education, advocacy, and policy.
Let's get started.
So what is AI? So the term artificial intelligence basically means any human-like intelligence, like a computer, robot, or machine, that is used to mimic the capabilities of a human mind, learning from examples and experience, recognizing objects, understanding and responding to languages, making decisions, solving problems, and combining these and any other capability to perform functions a human might be able to perform, such as in real-life examples, greeting a hotel guest or driving a car.
So what is climate action? Basically, it's taking urgent action to tackle climate change and its impacts on Earth, because climate change, as we know, is caused by human activity, and it's threatening to the way we live, and it's threatening to our future. And so a lot of groups, like a lot of countries in the Paris Climate Agreement, took action to limit the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. And so they hope to strengthen the global response to the threat of climate change by taking climate action.
Okay, so there are three main ways that AI can be used to help fight climate change. One, it can improve predictions of how much electricity we need. So if we want to rely on more renewable energy sources, utilities will need better ways of predicting how much energy is needed in real time and over the long term. So today, many algorithms exist that can forecast energy demand by taking into account local weather and climate patterns. And this helps utility operators interpret the outputs made by these algorithms, which will thus allow them to take steps forward in fighting climate change. Secondly, AI can create better estimates of how much energy we are consuming. Right now, many regions in the world have little to no data on how their energy consumption and about their energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions, which can be a major obstacle to designing and implementing effective mitigation strategies. And according to a quote from technologyreview.com, computer vision techniques can extract building footprints and characteristics from satellite imagery to feed machine learning algorithms that can estimate city level energy consumption. So as can be seen, AI is clearly helping to solve this problem. And finally, AI can be used to help optimize supply chains. So machine learning algorithms can be used to minimize carbon emissions and inefficiencies in food, fashion, and consumer goods industries, which is taking another big step forward to helping fight climate change.
So although there are many benefits to AI's use in mitigating climate change, there are also many limitations as well. So as we know, there are many forms of AI, whether it's like speech recognition or facial recognition, and its use in self-driving cars. It requires an insane amount of carbon emissions that are developed. So such as when data is stored in computers or different types of technology, this holds a level of carbon, and then when these technologies increase, there's obviously more carbon emissions. So machine learning systems build their skills by running millions of statistical experiments around the clock, steadily refining their models to carry out tasks. Those training sessions, which can last weeks or even months, are increasingly power hungry, and that's a big push to scale up machine learning to solve bigger and bigger. So as time moves on and we develop more, or we have more technological advancements, it comes with the cost of climate change and increasing these carbon emissions, which is a limitation to AI.
So to continue from what Zoya was saying, studies have found that training an AI language processing system produced 1,400 pounds of emissions. That's about the same amount produced by flying one-person round trip between New York and San Francisco. The full set of experiments needs needed to train the same language processing models required 78,000 pounds of emission, twice as much as the average American exhales over an entire lifetime.
Right. And so because of these climate detriments and the use of AI, there's a growing movement for green AI. And so a team of researchers from Stanford, Facebook's AI team, and McGill developed a tool that quickly measures how much electricity a machine learning project will use and converts that into a carbon emissions figure. So that's kind of the way how Lizzie got her numbers. And they called it an experiment impact tracker. And they said the location of an AI training session can make a big difference in its carbon emissions. The researchers estimated that running a session in Estonia, which relies overwhelmingly on shale oil, will produce 30 times the volume of carbon emissions as the same session would in Quebec, which relies primarily on hydroelectricity.
So MIT researchers also developed a system that can train neural networks, which are basically a subset of AI-based algorithms, in a way that is much more energy efficient. So what they discovered is that it's necessary to move algorithm training sessions to a location supplied by renewable sources, and also create standards for AI efficiency and for carbon footprint generated by algorithms. And despite the harms that were mentioned in the previous slides, which can be mitigated through effective regulation, we